Andy B here, live from the gathering in a field near Swindon with Christian Vision for Men. And I've got someone else in front of me to talk to you now. His name is Shane. He's on the CVM crew here. So, hi, Shane. How are you?
Yeah, good. Really glad to be here.
Yeah, it's cool. I have loved being here. We had a bit of emergency earlier on, but that was a bit of a thing next door. But hey, we're still going. So, can you just give us a little bit of a heads up? What is it you're doing with CVM here this weekend at the gathering?
So I tend to help out on the stands. I'll give 2 or 3 hours, and so the idea behind that is we can answer any type of questions you may have regarding CVM. We also have the stand to sell materials and whatever we've got, merchandising, and just to promote what CVM does. So yeah, and that's my primary thing I do on the gathering itself.
So how many years have you been coming to support CVM here?
I've been coming since 2013.
So that's a good long stretch, and you keep coming back, which obviously means you must be loving this.
Sorry, say again?
It means you must be loving this because you keep coming back.
Yeah, I started to come with my brother-in-law 2013. It was just the two of us, and I just really enjoyed it. I used to do men's breakfast at my previous church. Really enjoyed it and thought, this is perfect. This will get typical blokes to come. And the following year, I brought some more guys. And this year we had 38 in our camp. So yeah,
that's more than 2. That's a very good number.
Yes, and I do all the cooking for them. So it is a nightmare, but it's great because it means people who don't go camping, who don't have the material, who don't have the equipment, they just turn up, and it's all the food, all the drinks catered for. So yeah.
It's a bit of an obstacle, and there's going to be different obstacles. You know, am I going to fit in? Will I know the people? Will I enjoy myself? What's the weather going to be like camping? But you've just taken a massive set of logistics out of the way of people. Yeah. That's a load of obstacles gone.
Yeah, I think people, if you are a camper, you forget how much everything costs. You know, a sleeping bag, a sleeping mat, a tent, knives, forks, spoons, cups, plates, and then add that to, well, how am I going to get the food? How am I going to get it cooked? How am I going to keep it cold? And if you can remove those obstacles, there's almost less reason to give for not coming. So yeah, that's my goal.
That's obviously working. If you've gone from 2 with your brother-in-law and now there's 38, you're clearly getting that right. What highlights have you got from CVM 2024 at the gathering?
I'm still amazed, and I shouldn't be amazed. I'm a minister now, and I shouldn't be amazed that God is still relevant. Irrespective of, 2024, God is still relevant, and he still changes lives, and people still want to hear more about it. So yeah, that and I still see that. And seeing Beachy and the way he is and the commitment he has shows that even through hardships, God still has a plan for you. So yeah, that is why I get out of it today. Love it.
I can see that in your face, just the joy. I always say that we're made with purpose and on purpose. Yeah. You know, wherever you are in life, God's got a vision for you and his plans are to prosper you, which means not your life is always going to be all happy and gravy land, but, God's got a plan for you and it's going to be good. There's going to be some twists and turns. What's your story of faith? You say you're a minister now. What's your story of faith?
I wasn't raised in the church, and it was sort of one of these situations where when I was in my late teens, a friend invited me, and it was a typical thing. Someone invites you, I go along, and as a bloke, there was nice-looking girls, so I stayed. And over time, I started to ask those questions because I really wanted to know, not just because someone said to me, I wanted to know myself. Came to faith, but didn't live it like many people. I went into the military, lived a very un-Christ-like life. When I left, I recommitted myself, then went into the police. I was in the police for 10 years, during which in my church, I kept saying, you need to pursue ministry. And I'm thinking, no way, not a chance. And after many, many years of sort of people saying, at least go for it. What's the worst thing to do? Either God's going to close the door or he'll open it, one or the other. And unfortunately, he opened it. So, I've been a minister now for 4 years and, haven't looked back.
Fantastic. I love stories of that. I went into ministry. I went to Manchester in 95, 96. I did a year's mission work with a year out, and I thought, I'm never going to get into children's work. It took God maybe 10, 15 years to get my wife and I to go and do some ministry work till COVID happened. It changed. She went back to work, and she basically went back to work so I can stay in ministry. But I love how God takes what we don't want to do and actually transforms it. And I'm presuming by the smile on your face, you love what God has called you to do.
Yeah, it's been difficult. I mean, going from military to police to ministry, you can't get further poles apart. But you're still working with people. You still need to be relatable, and you still have to face challenges, albeit in less significant, stressful terms. And I do. I mean, we've had 2 baptisms so far this year, and we've got another one on the way. And you can't deny that. You can debate miracles. You can debate how things came in, but when someone gets baptized and they come out, you cannot deny what's just happened to them. And so, yeah, I do love it.
Have you got any advice for people about whether they should come to 2025, the gathering?
Give it a go. I mean, this is something that Beachy and Blackers have both said about, just give it a go, because it is worth it. And I know a lot of people think, well, you need to be a blokey bloke, and we're not that. I've got friends who are, back office executives who the closest thing to going out in the wilderness is like Butlins or something, and it caters to everyone, every age, every nationality, every type of background. And I've been coming since 2013, and I will keep coming until it stops, because it's relevant, it works, it inspires, it encourages, and it's the best thing. Yeah, I think the format that they've got is brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, being brutally honest, I was very nervous about a men's event. I went to one many years ago, and it was not good. It was not handled well. It was lots of stereotypes which just didn't fit. There's a lot of us saying, what are you even on about? When those aren't issues. I came here, and I had no nervousness because I already knew the CVM guys, but this is absolutely brilliant. I was a stay-at-home dad 15 years. I'm not a blokey bloke. I was a trucker, but I wasn't a blokey bloke, and this is absolutely just brilliant.
Yeah. I mean, you got to remember, we've got hymns and tins. We're drinking beer over a fire, singing to God. Not many churches will be doing that. You've got axe throwing, open fires. You have scale electrics, everything that is great, and chess, and things. So it does cater. Honestly, caters to every age group that you can think of. It works. It does work, and I've never met in since 2003. I've never met someone to come out of there going, "No, wasn't for me." It's always been, "Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I might have to think more about this God stuff, but I did enjoy it." And that's a seeds planted. But no one's ever said, "No, that was rubbish." It's great.
Our job really as Christians is just to show people.
Yeah.
And be authentic as we are, and that's what I saw as Carl Beach was preaching tonight. He's not saying what people have to do. He's saying this is me, this is my story, my testimony. And like you said, we can question that, but we can't deny it because it's his story.
Yeah, and that is the reality of it. Everyone says your testimony cannot be denied. No one can question it because it's yours. And if you said, this is the life I've lived, and this is how I've now become, you can't put pen to paper on that. You can't analyze it. You can't data process it. Atheists can't deny it. This is who I was. I once was lost. Now I'm found. I was blind. Now I see. You can't deny it. So yeah, brilliant.
Amen. Thank you, Shane, for your time.
Did you know Pure 24/7 Radio has a shop? Well, we do. You can buy merchandise while supporting the work that we do here. Simply head over to www.pure247radio.org/shop. That's www.pure247radio.org/shop.